educating people to help them understand that it's not the alkaline, it's not the microclustering, it's not this 6,000, 8,000 package people are trying to sell you because they're going to make a huge commission, and they're selling it on the fear that you're going to get sick and you have cancer now. If you don't do this, you're going to die. I mean, there's people out there that I don't want to be that. I want to be the science. I want to have the legends like yourself here so that we know everything we're doing and saying is accurate information, so we don't spread the wrong message.
Right. Hello, everyone. This is Tywon Hubbard with H2 Hub, and we're here to do an H2 Hub interview. And I have a special guest today. Her name is Amanda Bobbett, and she is the owner of Healthy Hydration. And Amanda, how about you introduce yourself a little more and tell us and tell my audience about your background?
I would be honored to do so. So my name is Amanda Bobbett, and my story started about 14 years ago with health issues. So how many of you heard about this water because you have some health issue and someone's trying to help you?
Right.
Well, 14 years ago, I was literally clinically obese. I had mercury poisoning, adrenal fatigue, and then I went on to lose my female cycle for 8 years. So I kept going to the doctors because I didn't feel well every day, and they kept giving me the same story. We really don't know how to help you, but try these pills. Okay, so the pills would have side effects, and then I would go to the next doctor and same thing. So I was the mystery patient in my area. No one could really help me out of the state that I was in. And so it was my grandfather that heard about the alkaline ionized water, which we now know that it's the hydrogen in there that creates the benefits. But he's a scientific, skeptical man. He decided to make an investment with this $5,000 machine, and everyone in the family was like, oh my gosh, he did not just do this. He doesn't even believe in his health, and he's buying this health thing. So anyways, my family bought it, and I said, okay, well, I'm getting it too. And my family owns a garden center. It's 9 acres, 10,000 square feet inside. I used to work there. So when I was going through all these, I mean, I went from like 120 pounds to literally like in a month and a half, I was like 190 pounds in a very short amount of time. And then I was always on the roller coaster diet, you're up, you're down, you're cabbage soup, you're vegan, you're whatever, but I couldn't stabilize my weight. And so when I started drinking this water and our customers knew me, they're like, all right, what is going on? Your skin's glowing. You seem like you're losing weight. You seem like you're happy. Like, what is it? I said, I think this is water. And I had this blue jugs at the time. I was walking around the garden center, blue jugs and drinking it. My family's drinking it. The customers were like, geez, this is so odd. Water? They really thought we were bananas. So there was enough customers that kept commenting that I just decided to bring my unit from the house, and I put it in our back break room. Then a month and a half, I told a couple people. A couple people turned into 50 people in a month and a half. They started like standing in a line, 45-minute line with people there in the back break room, and I'm just filling up their jugs. This is their story. So happy and grateful. And there came a time when my parents were like, all right, Amanda, we've replaced you at the front counter with someone else. You're not there anymore. You're in the back talking about water.
Right.
I know, and I'm very passionate about helping people, and I got something really special, and I quit. I'm going to go help people and do it one glass water at a time. So I started traveling the world. I made it to CNN, NBC, Fox News, was interviewed with Jack Canfield, became an author. I just went and packed the spice. Yeah, I became a business coach where I help people earn income because that was a leverage-based business. And so I got well known all over the world. And then about 2 years ago, I made a leap of faith because, as you know, it's not the alkaline, it's the hydrogen. And we kind of got a different story in this different company. I just couldn't align with it anymore. And there were some things going on I just couldn't stand behind. And I did. I was the target for a little bit because, once you have a story going for so long, so many followers, boom, now you're out there saying something else. And now people are starting to realize because they're seeing you on YouTube, they're researching molecular hydrogen, they're seeing, wow, it is the hydrogen in the water. It's not the alkaline, it's not the so-called microclustering.
Right.
And so that's really where it began. And I'm just so grateful that I'm here getting interviewed and able to impact people's lives.
Yeah. So first of all, that's a fantastic story. And then obviously the effects that this water had on your health was dramatic. And apparently, like, like a whole new person, and have that many people show up, you know, and want to fill up jugs. Something must have been happening with you with the water. And I know that at that time, like, you probably thought of different other reasons, or there was stuff presented to you for why it worked. So my next question to you would be, when did you actually learn that molecular hydrogen was the key to alkaline ionized water, as to the sole reason of why it actually gives any kind of therapeutic potential to people's health?
So I always believe in education, just like you, and understanding what I'm actually promoting. And so I was one of the few people that ran across a doctor. Her name was Dr. Peggy Parker in the Spokane area. And she had created all these books talking about all these great things you can do. And I found her online, and she had a study course. It was a year-long course. And it was on free electrons, which later she started talking, like maybe 7 or 8 years after, she started talking about it was a hydrogen. It wasn't free electrons, it was a hydrogen. And so when she started talking about these free electrons and how this water was working in the body, she would literally take people's blood, and she would look at it in a microscope, and there's a fatty membrane on the outside. And she would actually see it, and then she would give them this water and then come back, and it was taking the fat off the membrane. Like instead of it thick and sticky like oxidized fat, it was semi-permeable. And so she's like, okay, that's what's happening. The cells they're removing the oxidation. So anyways, there was a year-long study with this, and I was like blown away with this. So then you step back into the real world, no one else knows this stuff, and there's a big company, it's a huge company, and the demo is the demo, and then you start talking about these things, which is great, but you still got to do the alkaline, you still got to do the microclustered, because that's what everybody believes in, and that's what's selling the units. And so I kind of knew there wasn't a lot of truth, but there wasn't any science.
Right.
Science to prove these other things wrong, but now we have the science, and that's really how I started knowing about the hydrogen, was from Dr. Tyler, from you, from Dr. Parker, and yeah, now it's other countries. There's a lot of information there too.
Yeah, no, it's like you said, there's quite a few of us out here in the industry trying to educate, and I know you also are educating about it now that you know about molecular hydrogen. With that in mind, like, when did you actually start your company venture now that you're actually doing with bringing hydrogen products? Because I'm about to talk about that a little bit in a moment, that we've actually tested your hydrogen products, and you actually have some really good ones. So when did you actually start Healthy Hydration and really try to get into the hydrogen industry?
Well, I'll tell you a little backstory. So I was with this other company for around 12 years of my life. I decided that that was it. I didn't want to be there anymore, but I didn't have anything else. I didn't have anything else. I just sit there and thought, okay, there's got to be something. Something's coming. I don't know what it is going to be coming. And so actually another company, which you also know, had a product line that seemed to be really great. I actually flew over to the gentleman's area several times and tested things and bought the product myself and tested it, and it seemed like it would be great. And so I did. I joined full forces, and I went 100% into it and sold a whole bunch of products in a short amount of time. And then there was problems. One problem led to the next problem. Well, pretty soon, like, I'm refunding money back. I have my affiliate program. I'm giving the refund to the customer, and the affiliate already got paid. And I'm going behind worse and worse. And I'm like, and then the company, the owner, was not taking any responsibility for it. None. And so I'm sitting here thinking, what am I going to do? So I ended up saying, this is it. I was not meant to work for somebody. I meant to create my own, because then I can control every aspect. Everything, I can control it, and I can get my products certified. We know the quality, we can shipping, receive everything. And that's why I became so passionate. And with the, other technology, the alkaline, it wasn't a good fit for a lot of people, because they didn't want to clean it, they didn't want to maintain it, and they didn't. And then I realized there's actually some consequences without cleaning it. So I just got really passionate about that.
Well, it's kind of interesting too, because it kind of correlates with my story a little bit too, and talking about different products and spending a lot of money, and then finding out those products aren't delivering what you thought they're going to deliver, and then knowing that there was information that was being exchanged, that the people find out that, oh, maybe I bought this on this type of information and it wasn't there. And so, this is at the root of why H2 Hub even exists, and it truly was birthed out of a necessity. So we started teaching about molecular hydrogen so much that everyone wanted to know what I was using and what products were good and what my opinions are and all this kind of stuff. And so we ended up basically trying to help people by helping them navigate to quality hydrogen products that are actually based on objective third-party analysis or testing, and with my skill sets and backgrounds and expertise of being in the industry for as long as I have and work with the companies that I got to work with and the individuals that I have been able to work with, it just gave me a unique set of skills to do that and just do basic testing and have, it doesn't take an awful lot to really know if a product's going to be safe, it's going to provide therapeutic levels of hydrogen, and if it has decent build quality. And so for us, it was like, this is crucial. We need to do this, because even like that with your story, right? Like you went, we was with the company and then had a transition, got with another company, and things seemed to fit, right? And then turned out it didn't, right? And so it's not just customers that can get burned or get hurt by this stuff. It's also people who are actually producing companies, that can get hurt by these things too. And so this is why for us at H2 Hub, why we think the service is so needed, to be kind of central hub for hydrogen, not only teaching about it in a easy and fun way, but also by doing third-party testing. And we've actually been able to test a few of your products, and they actually passed our evaluation with flying colors. And I have this one here. This one we actually produced an H2 video on, and this one is undergoing our testing currently. So with that in mind, why don't you talk a little bit about the products that you offer?
Love to. So I'll talk about the bottle here, because the bottle is one of our most popular items. And I love it because you can travel with it. That's one of the things. Is like when you're out of town, what are you going to do?
Right.
You're not going to take the unit that you have right behind you everywhere with you.
Yeah.
So it's convenient to have a portable, container here that you just basically push the button and it makes the hydrogen.
Right.
And this has been tested as well. And this, when we ran it through H2 Analytics, it was tested for heavy metals, and it was also tested for the hydrogen production. And
right.
So this bottle was 3.5 to 5.4 ppms.
Right. So that would be 3.5 ppm in the 5-minute cycle. It has cycles, right? It has a 10-minute cycle.
Yep. So the 5-minute is a little bit lower, 10-minute is higher. And then you have your therapeutic dose of hydrogen right there on the spot. You can take it with you. It's one of my favorite. Comes in a couple of different colors as well. It just doesn't sing to you. That's the only thing it doesn't do.
Well, it's pretty.
You have a unit that
I have a bottle that can. Pretty exceptional. I have a bottle that can do 5 ppm.
Yeah. So these are really exciting, because this is for anyone that has any kind of eye issues. And so you basically just put it on your eyes, and it infuses warm or cold, not cold, but cool hydrogen.
Yeah.
And it's great for when, like me, I'm staring at the computer all day. I'm really, put this on, you feel so much better. Allergies, women, they don't want those little baggy circles under their eyes or the crow's feet. It's antioxidants, helps the, aging of your skin. So not only is it good for your eyes, glaucoma, any kind of eye issues, these are wonderful. Then we have the inhalation machine, which you have in the back there, which I have right here. Yep. Yep. So that makes eyes, ears, and you can inhale it. And a wand. So you can put that little wand in your foot bath, and you can get a detox and hydrogen at the same time. And I love
yes,
and it's small.
Yes, that's your 4-in-1 unit. We actually, like you said, have your goggles over, have your earmuffs right here. Bring over as well to apply hydrogen to the ears, which is pretty amazing. And it's not common to have these kind of applications, to be able to administer hydrogen to these parts of the body. So I think that's one really awesome. We highlighted it a bunch in our new review video for this system, that you're providing a way for people to apply hydrogen to tough body parts, right? Like it's hard to get to the eyes. It's hard to get to your ears. Now you can do so. It can actually get there with hydrogen inhalation, but topical applications or direct applications have, they're very promising, and so I've liked that about this system, that you provided multiple ways for people to use hydrogen.
Yes, and it's a very popular product. Love it. Then we have this is our home unit. It's great because the price point is much lower than a lot of the units you're going to see on the marketplace. Plus, I love that it has ozone.
Oh yeah,
so it
that's a disinfected water.
And so washing fruits and vegetables, I just did a YouTube video on yesterday. Also, we have Oxidize It, which is a product that goes in your laundry. It sits outside of or in the back of it. Takes through water and makes ozone. It kills everything. And so you can wash your clothes without laundry soap. So you can do similar with this. You just take about 3 gallons of O3 and then you put it in your bath. It smells clean and fresh.
Wow.
I love that. This unit's coming to you next. I need to get you this one. But this does sing to you a little bit. So you can, dance in the kitchen. The cleaning, it's gonna just push the button here when it's telling you to clean it every couple of days, and it does an internal cleaning. And we also provide a pre-filter with this too. So it has an internal cleaning or filter, and we also provide a filter with it, a two-stage filter.
A two-stage filter. And then
customized.
And then you also have this unit. Well, this one.
Right.
Oh, yep, there it is. What is the name of what's the name of that device?
This is the Deluxe.
The Deluxe.
This one, you're going to be testing it shortly.
Right.
But basically, hot hydrogen water, you can get up to 104 degrees. You don't have to hook it up to anything. It sits on the countertop and you just put unfiltered water in it. It has a 3-stage filter in the back, has a UV light, so it kills any bacteria, any germs, and there's literally no maintenance with it. And it produces a high concentration, 3.0 ppms, which you're going to verify that. And it's fast. It's quick. You make it, whereas like with this one, it takes you 10 minutes. With this, you can get a glass immediately.
Right. You can get it immediately. Which, 3 ppm is hard to achieve for a countertop system or a flow, like a countertop system like this. And so that's one of the things that I'm really excited about, to test this product is because with that type of levels, it increases its therapeutic potential. You can get a higher dose of hydrogen in your body. And what we've kind of seen in the scientific literature is that hydrogen appears to be somewhat dose dependent for different, disease models and things. So that means there's like a minimum amount of hydrogen that is needed to induce the therapeutic effect. And the greater the dose, the greater the effect. And so having a product that you can have sit on your countertop and produce 3 ppm hydrogen-rich water, it'd be really impressive. And so I'm very, very excited to evaluate this system, run it through our testing and see what comes out. And, and then we will produce our H2 report on it and send it to you and say, hey, if you passed. And then we'll produce a video as well so that everyone can learn about it and know more about it and know our opinions on the system. But from what I've seen thus far and the specs and what's gone into producing this system, it seems to check all the boxes so far. So I think it's going to be really cool.
Forgot to mention whole house water systems.
Oh, okay. You have
because
whole house water system?
That's a staple. Because we're not realizing that we're showering in it. Our kids, our babies, there's chlorine. It causes a lot of skin issues with people. And so we actually have a unit that sits in the garage or the laundry room. There's no maintenance required for 5 to 7 years. We use a technology called nucleation crystallization activation. Long story short, it just means that it makes the molecules of calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium smaller so they don't stick over everything.
Oh, gotcha.
And so you don't have to add salt to it in order to get softer water. It conditions it that way. And then it has medias, which can get out contamination that's found in our water, which we don't realize there's a lot of chemicals in our water supply.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have that unit that stands alone. We have bundled packs where we have the hydrogen and the home systems. We can get the prices really affordable. And we're now having a shower head. It's in your shower. It's got regular shower media, and then we've added the hydrogen beads in there too. So you can get a little bit of hydrogen while you're showering as well.
You guys offer financing on those systems too, don't you?
In-house
Yeah.
financing, no credit check, no turn down.
Wow. Well, everybody, you heard it here. They offer seems like the whole package. So you have a portable, a inhalation device, two hydrogen water devices, whole house system. What else did I miss? You had
Shower.
a shower, pre-filters. So yeah, you have a full product line for people who are looking to engage in hydrogen therapy. It sounds like
Yes.
you're putting out some really good systems.
And a rental program. So if you think I want to get it, but I don't know for sure, I don't want to commit. So you can rent the technology because I'm so passionate, just like Tywon. We want to get it in your body. Once you feel it, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm sold. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta have this. I want everybody to be on it. We want everyone on it. So we'll do whatever it takes and make a customized plan for you. If you can only afford a little bit, we'll make it work.
Well, with that being said, too, what's some feedback you've gotten about your products or testimonies or exciting news you've gotten around them using hydrogen or using your products?
Hmm. There's one that like really gets to my heart. I mean, there's a lot, but there's one specifically. This gentleman, he's on my YouTube channel. His name's Louis, and he's actually one of my best friends now, but he's older. He's retired. He worked for UPS for a while, and he had 3 or 4 hip surgeries. He was taking pain medication all the time. He was medicating himself with wine every night, a bottle or two, or sometimes 3. Like
Mm-hmm.
he didn't know what he was going to do in his life. Like he's older and he's retired, and he's like, I'm done. I don't feel good. I don't want to keep going. I'm in pain all the time. He's got all this digestive issues, and he started coming to my wellness center. I have a 5,000 square foot retail center that, all kinds of different therapies. We have the inhalation for them. We have drinking the water. We have sound frequency medicine. We've got brain therapies, and started using the therapies. And he's like the gas and the water he really felt was really doing it. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, he completely changed. His whole life changed. Now he's out dancing. I just went dancing with him. He's like 70 something years old. He's out there dancing, dancing. Like, he's literally like, take it out of here again. He's just
Yeah.
like, well, like he's so excited about his life. He's one of our affiliates, but he doesn't sell any product. I don't even care if he does or not because I want him around. He's just having so much fun. Just, he's not a salesperson per se, but he's just passionate about, what it's done for him. And I think that's the most inspiring story that I have right at this minute. But
Mhm.
there's, quite a few. We connected with a gal that has 3 coffee shops in the local hospital here. And she was doing the alkaline water, and she just switched over to hydrogen. And the people that she had on the water before could not afford the water machine. It was just too out of reach for most people. And
Mhm.
so we have our one back here. It's like a third of the cost. And
Right.
then we offer the financing. So her first week, she sold 5 of them. And these people were so grateful because it's always better fresh, not getting it from somebody else.
Uh-huh.
And so she's just excited about her life because she's able to help people that are already undergoing chemotherapy and radiation. And now they're able to drink the water and take it home with them. And yeah, there's just a lot of local businesses here too that are taking off, and they're coffee shops mostly, like serving it to their customers.
Yeah. That's cool. You actually have an affiliate program too, then, huh? With so that you can actually have people out there helping others get your products. You can talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah. Well, I really believe that we have a financial health and we have a physical health.
Mhm.
And if you're stressed out because you don't feel good, it's going to eventually impact your financial health. So with this other company I was in, I seen what happens when you get people talking about a product and they get excited about it. There's motivation, there's enthusiasm, there's momentum. And then people are starting to change their addresses and their cars, and they're buying their mom and dad a house, and pretty soon they're retiring their spouse. And I love that aspect. I love to be able to help people physically and financially.
Mhm.
And so I decided that this model that I wanted was not and multi-level marketing, because there's some drawbacks to that, it's affiliate. So
Right.
you become an affiliate. You don't even have to purchase the product to get into the program. If you want to just go, but who's going to sell something you don't own? I don't know, but you can. And all you do is just get a link, and you can just literally send the link to your friend and say, hey, this is what I have. Oh, cool. I want that too. And we give them a very large upfront commission. And then there's also one person underneath that, if you want to say that, it's 10%. So it's 20% and 10%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we have a whole training program, and we have your videos in the back end of the training program talking about the difference in alkaline ionized water and hydrogen water and all the things like Hydrogen Institute's in there, the certification course. You've got all my training videos on sales in there.
Well, it sounds like, if anyone, is watching this interview and that you're actually interested in finding a way that you can get into helping others with hydrogen, that healthy hydration could be a really good place to consider. So your company's information will be in the link of this interview. So if you guys are interested in that, you can actually go there and find that info. My next question, Amanda.
All around the world, yes.
What did you say?
Global.
Global.
So it's a global affiliate program because we can ship everywhere.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, awesome. Dang, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
When you're an MLM, certain countries don't want you there. But with affiliate marketing, it's not the same structure at all and can go right through anywhere.
Cool. So that means, people overseas or anything. Straight up. So what value do you feel you bring to the industry and to H2 consumers? What would be like the top value, or maybe a few things?
Great quality products, great customer service. We really want to do the right thing. I grew up in my parents' garden center, and I watched them build that from the scratch, from the ground up. We were born with, I was in a family that didn't have anything. We're struggling to get milk. And I watched my parents take this business from nothing to multi-million-dollar company, huge company now in our local area. And wow, it's incredible, seeing that in front of your eyes, but the customers are number one. Right. If you don't take care of the customers, my mom always said they don't take care of you. So with my company, that's what we really believe in. We do the right thing, and it's always customers first. And so that's really one thing I feel that is missing in the industry, is that customers are first. Also education. Educating people to help them understand that it's not the alkaline, it's not the microclustering, it's not this $6,000, $8,000 package people are trying to sell you because they're going to make a huge commission, and they're selling it on the fear that you're going to get sick and you have cancer now. If you don't do this, you're going to die. I mean, there's people who say that. I don't want to be that. I want to be the science. I want to have the legends like yourself here so that we know everything we're doing and saying is accurate information, so we don't spread the wrong message.
Right.
And so those are a few key things, and also the price point. I want to keep them affordable for people so everyone can acquire it.
Well, I'll definitely piggyback off of that. I think that's so critical, and it's one of the reasons why I definitely want to have an interview with you, because you're one of the companies that we've been able to identify that are, out there and trying to do it right. And the customers get lost so much, and sometimes people see the potential customer. Companies see the potential of hydrogen and they say, oh, well, let me use hydrogen and exploit it so I can make a bunch of money, rather than seeing the potential and knowing how they could be an impact on people. And so actually providing them with a legitimate service and products, and meeting the customers, and having a customer-centric mindset for your company. And it doesn't make sense for me. It's like you're going to live or die off of your customers. So you want to serve people well. But it's been a challenge, and I've been in the industry for a long time now, and it's been unfortunate, but I haven't seen a whole lot of hydrogen companies do it rightly, but it seems like your company is, you're actually trying to identify quality hydrogen products and bring them to the market. You're caring about your customers, and then you're also caring about education. And apart from the hydrogen education, like you said, we can get false information that gets spread. So let's do our part to actually share what is factual so that people can actually make these purchases and spend their hard-earned money, right? With conviction, knowing that they're actually spending it on a product that they can verify and say, hey, I know this company's good. They're actually doing this stuff. And then they could be like, I'm spending the money on something that I can feel confident on that actually has some grounding in science or some facts. And so that's one thing I truly appreciate about your company and what you're doing. And that's what we value so much here at Issue Hub. And it's trying to identify quality hydrogen products and seeing the people that's behind the company that's bringing those products. You know, we don't do in-depth customer analysis or evaluations. I mean, not customer, I should say companies, evaluations or any of those type of things. But we do some initial vetting and trying to know the people that we're recommending the products from, and your company and who you are as a person, you know, screams that you care, and that's what's most important, you know. So that's what I would have to add.
Well, we do have a trade up program, and I'll talk about that for a second, because once I switched doing my own company, there's all these people past were like, well, what are we going to do now? You were leading us, and now we have to buy something else. And, you know, what are we going to do? I said, let's do a trade up program. You know, you just trade in your old, it doesn't matter, any alkaline water technology out there. I actually said anything. You could even give me a Brita filter if you want. Just trade it in, trade you up for the new technology, and we'll lower the price point down to where it's like, hey, I can't afford not to do it. And then one day I was like, you know what? Let me just take this machine apart, because I've always been curious what's inside of it, this other technology. And I took the first one open that was probably 10 years old.
Right.
And literally there's caked calcium and mold inside.
Yeah. And
I'm like, no one's telling people to clean it. That's why the education is important. But when it's all about the sale, it's all about the money, you know, when it gets big enough, people aren't even telling the next person that's there to sell the product. You got to tell your customer to clean the machine.
Right.
Like, so people for 10, 15 years have owned this alkaline technology with all the calcium, they never cleaned it. They changed the filter, maybe, and the filter they have inside the unit is not an adequate filter. It's not getting out the arsenic, the pharmaceuticals, the heavy metals. And so now they're drinking water's not really filtered, and then it's going over calcium and mold, and now they're wondering why they don't feel good. And so with me and the company, with my company, I'm like, no, we have to educate people. We have to make our products simple to operate. They get high results, so people don't have to go clean it, because they're not going to clean it. I mean, how many of you clean a refrigerator filter when it's supposed to, or our Keurig machine that we're supposed to? We don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, negligence, or even just like you say, or just ignorance. They never were taught, you know.
Exactly.
And I think that goes back to something we were just speaking about. You know, you talked about your affiliates, but I know you actually have them go through some hydrogen education before they even can be an affiliate for your company. You can even talk a little bit about that if you like.
Yes, I would love to. So once you decide you want to be an affiliate, then you'll just go right over to, I'm sure you'll put maybe a link to the website down below somewhere.
Sure.
Just click the link below, it'll go to the website, and there is an affiliate tab at the top. And there's about a 10 or 12-minute video that I tell you all about the program. And then there's 2 checkboxes you have to agree to. And then after that, you're going to open yourself up an account. And the account is just going to give you access to a website that looks just like the website that you're going to go to, that the link, you know, below is just healthyhydration.com. It looks exactly like that. And then you can use that on social media. You can text that to your friend. So you have that. And on the back side, you have a whole entire training structure. We have a full-time affiliate trainer who's there, operates a Zoom call from 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon for support. We've got the WhatsApp group for support. We've got a mastermind legend. You've heard of Bob Proctor. If you know anything about mindset. I hired Bill Banta, which was Bob Proctor's coach for 20 years, right by his side. And you got to meet him in Vegas.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bill.
He's amazing. Yeah. So the affiliates get him every other week. And if you knew how much the guy cost, you're like, just that alone, I've got to get into the program, because you get high level skills here.
Yes.
You know, it's all in here. It's all in your mind. It's a mindset. So once you understand you're unlimited, you can do anything, just take the lid off and get the right people behind you and the right products, you can impact a lot of people's lives. So you have him. I mean, there's just so many things. Dr. Tyler Barron's Molecular Hydrogen Institute courses in there. It's a
Yes.
$150 course. I give it out complimentary. You just got to go through the program and then show me that you did it and you get your money back.
Wow. Wow. See,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. Going about the actual education and helping people know what they're talking about, if they're actually going to be an affiliate for your company, helping other people with hydrogen, it's super important to make sure that they understand, the ins and outs, because there is a learning curve. Like I said, it's not as mainstream yet, and that's something we're working on, right? I know you're on that front. I'm definitely on that front, been beating the drum for a long time. But making sure that those people understand those things, so that when they actually go educate people, that they actually know that they've did some work, or another way to saying they got some skin in the game. They've done some work, some educational things, so they can best serve the people that they're about to help with hydrogen. That's super important. And it seems like you're doing a great job at that so
Yes.
far.
And the newest thing we just added to the affiliate program is we have a Facebook ad manager. She's been doing Facebook for what? I think she said 10 years, 9 or 10 years. Started running some ads for me, and I'm just, wow, this is great. I said, let's have the affiliates do the same thing. So sure enough, the same ads that we're using, the affiliates can use the same ads. It's $10 a day. It's bringing in about 5 to 7 leads a day. And so you can have access to Facebook. You can put the ads to it, and you literally don't have to go out and prospect. You can just smile and dial. Just pitch people a free water report. It's amazing.
Straight up, smile and dial. That sounds like a slogan. Yeah. So, my next question for you, Amanda, would be to tell our audience, what is the future outlook for your company? Upcoming products, sales, programs, or your vision about for your company in particular.
Well, it's global. We're going everywhere. We're already in many different countries, and we're just starting out. So we're going to saturate the marketplace. So everybody knows about hydrogen. Everybody's drinking hydrogen water, and everyone's going to be healthier. And they're also going to have a better financial outlook. They're going to feel independent. They're going to have more time in their life to enjoy the people they want to be around. They're not going to be stuck at a job they don't like. And so that's where we're going. We're going everywhere, and we're taking people with us that want to believe in the vision in the future.
Well, simple, easy. There it is. Get behind her if that's where you want to go. And it's very similar to what we're wanting to do with Issue Hub. Our vision is to be the Amazon of hydrogen. One day, that's what we're striving for. That's where we're heading. And I will say we're going to be better than Amazon. And what I mean by that is to say that Amazon, you can put a product on Amazon and people can purchase it. And there's this conveniency there, right? Like you can get it and you can get it quickly and you get it now. This is great. But they don't have there's not this verification process that's there. And, you can get on there and everybody can get the 5-star ratings on their products. And so I know here with Issue Hub that we're trying to do all the things that we can to confirm and validate which products are good and let people know that, hey, these are the people that you go buy from, and really create a platform where it can be the go-to spot for people to actually know what hydrogen products are good and which ones. If they're not on the list, contact us, because the likelihood is we probably tested it and they didn't make our evaluation. They didn't pass. And out of professional courtesy, I do not share which ones didn't, because we send out test reports to these companies and we tell them how they can improve their products and how they can actually get onto our recommendation list, onto our approval page. And so that is our long-term vision as well. And I'm glad that, you saw what we're doing and that you wanted to send us your products and that you're allowing us to actually review them and tell others about them, because if they're good, we want to scream it from the rooftops. We've seen plenty of people purchase products that aren't good. And what it ends up doing is not only does it not serve them, they spent their money and they didn't get what they wanted out of it. So it didn't serve them in that way. They didn't get the health effects that they was looking for. So because of that, it looks bad on hydrogen as a whole. And so they can actually say, I purchased hydrogen water. I purchased hydrogen water and I didn't feel anything because the product probably wasn't there's a good chance the product wasn't providing the adequate levels of hydrogen that's necessary or needed, and then number 3, we're out here educating, right? Like, if they don't know that they need to drink hydrogen water consistently, and they think they can just take a glass, drink one time, and then I'm gonna fly away, I got wings like Red Bull, right? Like, and not know how hydrogen works because they don't have an education of someone teaching them, then they're gonna miss out, right? And so I know, like, for us, like, that's our vision. Like, we want to we want to educate people. We want to become the Amazon of hydrogen, and but do it better than Amazon, and by covering all these different bases. And so I thank you for engaging in this vision with us as well, and sending your products in for us to be able to continue our vision forward.
Yes, and my ultimate vision is just to, have all those Amazon products just have our brand on them because they're the best, the best, the best.
For sure.
I'm just
For
saying.
sure.
No,
Yeah,
I know I've all these companies out there, but I'm just saying, like, all of our products will be going through you at some point here.
Yeah.
And I want to be the best, the best customer, the best of everything, and align with you and many others that are coming. And it's been awesome.
Well, like, one of the cool things to kind of be identified as one of the best on Issue Hub, you're actually already doing that, which is we actually have tabs on our recommendation page or our approval product page for products that have not only been verified by Issue Hub, but have also gone through Issue Analytics testing, which is a US-based hydrogen laboratory here in the United States. They use gas chromatography for testing hydrogen concentration within water, which is like the gold standard. It really can't get higher than Issue Analytics, but also products that have been certified to IHSA's, International Hydrogen Standards Association, been certified to their standards, right? And your products are going through this. So if you're independently verified by these 3 organizations and your product comes out with flying, it's past everything and everything looks great, then it adds so much more credibility to your products being therapeutic based on what the scientific studies and all that stuff says, that for us, it's like, go here first. Like, go to them first, because they've done the work to verify and show their products are above reproach. Like, their products, they're doing the work to make sure their products are legitimate and verified by credible third-party sources. So you're actually doing that, and because of that, you're going to be on those. You're going to be in that category, in that list, and we tell people to go there. This is what we tell you people to do. So I applaud you for taking that approach. Not every company does that, but I wish every company did. But since every company doesn't, if you go about and finish that for you, then cool. You'll be on the list and be like, hey, Amanda, healthy hydration, go there.
Yep. Well, as a company owner too, it gives you reassurance knowing that my product is of good quality because it's gone through these check certifications, and you can stand behind it and believe more in your products too, because you know that there's other eyes looking at it and it's gone through extensive testing.
Well, yeah, well, there you go. That kind of already follows up into my next question, which was, why do you think a company like Issue Hub is needed for the industry? And so, what you were saying is kind of goes along those lines. But if you want to speak to that, you can.
Well, there's many different aspects of why you must be here in order to really see the future of hydrogen, is because there's going to be cheaper products out there because people want to buy less price. And then, like you said, there's not getting a result. Okay, well, now it's got a bad reputation and now people don't want it. So when you have a certification out there and people know that, oh, this has your seal certification on it, that is a good product. So those are the cheaper ones. We won't go there because they're not here on your page, because these are the ones that are good. And so just putting that level of credibility, the standard, you're setting the standards, what you're doing. And if you match it, then it's not good enough to go on, and people will be aware of that. So that's going to keep a lot of the lower quality products that could be hurting people's health not flourishing, which is what we really want. And then just the education behind you and what you're doing to impact people's lives with all the, I look at the studies myself and I'm like, how does he do it? How does he get this information in his mind to come out here and simplify it so people can understand it? I mean, I have a YouTube channel as well, but I can't take the study and break it down. It's just, that takes a lot here to be able to do that, a lot of focus. And I don't think people understand, like, when you're doing an internet business, YouTube business here, you're getting not a lot of revenue coming in because you're not selling products.
Right.
And so that's one thing I'm very passionate about is I want to give back to you as much as possible so you can go out there and do your job more so that you can help more people just like me. And so those of you that are on this, video watching, like, support Tywon. He's got an amazing wife, he's got amazing children, and he's doing this because he cares. And the more he can receive, the more he can put out, and the more, he can hire an editor or hire more people. He can start traveling around the world, going to these other countries, talking to interviewing. There's so much possibility with that.
Right. Exactly.
Why I was like, oh, you got that program? Yeah, here it is. I'm just going to help you out because I know it's going to help everybody. Exactly. Whatever goes out comes out. So I want to appreciate you so much for having your YouTube channel and having the H2 Hub and having all the things you have and connecting with the people. You're really that you're just a powerful individual that has a vision and you're not going to slow down. You have such a drive, which is missing from a lot of people. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well, I appreciate that, Amanda. And like you said, I'm not slowing down anytime soon. So, and I would echo a lot of what you said. And something that you kind of touched on that I think is really important is that, many consumers are looking for where they can save their dollars, right? And maybe, they've worked hard, they want to spend, they don't have to spend it all on this. But what I feel like is even far more important for them is not to waste their dollars. And I think that is even more than cheap. Is like, man, if I'm gonna spend my money, and I want to get a value out of it, but I don't want to lose it, And that's what happens when people purchase hydrogen products that don't provide the necessary, not only quality or safety, but the necessary H2 levels to be therapeutic. They end up wasting their money. And that's one of the things that I know with what we're doing here with H2 Hub is we're trying to help everyone, and that is from the consumers, like you said, not wasting their money. It's from hydrogen companies like you who are trying to do it right and actually putting out good products. And it's even with hydrogen manufacturers. Like, we actually have worked with manufacturers to try to help them as well, connect with people like you, where you're taking a good company, or distributor or people who are trying to build out a hydrogen company, and you're connecting them with good, reliable manufacturers who are actually producing hydrogen products and got really good engineers so that people can actually, so it can just flow well, right? It goes from them to you, to the consumer who's actually not wanting to waste their dollars, or you can even say to me, and then the consumers, whatever, to not want to waste their dollars. And that's what we want for people. It's just the maximum amount of benefit, And so I really appreciate your support. I appreciate seeing H2 Hub and seeing our vision and what we're trying to pursue, and then allowing us to be able to help people by evaluating your systems and then directing them to your company, from our testing, and I even, I think it's even really important, for people to know that, like, we sent you test reports. You can verify on the video. Tywon sent me a test report, and it's extensive. And, there were things he pointed out about certain things that were like, well, okay, we got to fix this, or, well, okay, well, this can be improved here. Like, I'm actually helping the company, companies to try to make sure they're giving the best products they can. And so I really appreciate that, Amanda.
One thing about today, I had this gentleman that, he's got a lot of health issues, and he's got to have something in his life. And he came across our website, and then he was almost ready to purchase, and then he thought he needed to think about it and do more research, and he found this other product. Well, when I talked to him today, he's like, yeah, I think I'm going to go with the product. And I said, well, why is that? He's like, well, because it had a little bit higher hydrogen concentration. So I was like, okay, well, let me look at this product and let me see. So I didn't know a lot about the product and there wasn't a lot of details on the website. So I immediately said, hey, can you give me some insight? Have you tested this product? And you said, yeah. And what I know about it is that it does produce more hydrogen than yours by a little bit here. However, there are some drawbacks. And one of those drawbacks I knew very well because it was lye. You have to use lye in certain units in order to produce the hydrogen.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, oh my gosh, there's lye in there. I said, absolutely not. I had one of those units at my storefront, a commercial unit that was found in the hospitals in Asia. And I found out about it anyways. Customer was sitting there with the nasal cannula, and all of a sudden we look over and she's falling over and she's just like, I don't know, but the lye got in her, I don't know how it happened, but it burned all over her nose. And I was just sick to my stomach to even think that this older gentleman who has no idea what he's even doing could do something just like that.
Right.
It's dangerous.
Right.
And so thank goodness he came today, and I told him, hey, I don't get it because of this. And he didn't, he ended up investing in our product, but
awesome.
Thank you for doing that, because this is the thing you're helping people understand is like, not all of the products are the same. And some of them are not safe.
No. And and even with the products that we've approved or recommend that even use it, there's strict warnings that we put on things and let people know up front. You can go to there. You can go to any of our recommendation product pages, and any product that actually uses like an electrolyte. Underneath the spec tab is a big warning. This product uses this without proper maintenance of the product can be safety hazards, safety risks. You have to realize that hydrogen, even hydrogen itself, by us talking about hydrogen gas, like we have to realize it's a flammable gas. And also there's products that produce hydrogen gas in a gas mixture that's automatically flammable. Right. And so, oxyhydrogen, right? 66% H2, 33% O2 has all the necessary oxygen from the beginning to combust, basically, and all that kind of stuff. And so it's like we kind of try to cover these bases so people can have a clear understanding about these different products and about what you're investing in. And if you want to invest in a product like that, then okay, well, then we want to do our part to ensure that whatever one you are going to invest in, it has to be safe, and that it actually has protocols for how to use that product to actually make sure that you're going to be able to do it safely and get the benefit of hydrogen. But you also need to know the warnings about that. And so this is generally why with H2 Hub, we generally tell people, we direct people typically for hydrogen inhalation systems. We try to direct them to pure H2 units first because of its safety profile and the less maintenance. But if you want an oxyhydrogen system, then we can discuss that afterwards and have avenues and pathways for which type of the systems you should go for and which ones you should stay away from, or the ones I've tested and I don't recommend. So it's really, like I said, it's really important. And we've actually, I today made myself available, to help you and help other companies. I make myself available to everybody, but to try to help you in that. And it went well for the customer.
Did. And I was so grateful. And I know he's grateful too, because he would not be so happy if something were to burn him or his wife, with it.
Oh, no. Yeah. I mean, and, for instance, there was a gentleman, quick story, I guess, before we wrap this interview up. There's a gentleman that, I helped get, I think he purchased a system through our recommendation. And then he called me, or he emailed me later on. And basically he was telling me that he was breathing hydrogen gas from his oxyhydrogen system. And that system has some lye in it. And the system uses lye to produce hydrogen gas. And he said, yeah, I'm getting a headache. I feel like I'm getting headaches. And I was like, okay, headaches, that's not good, sir. Hydrogen doesn't cause headaches. So I ended up following up with him and getting more information. And I asked him a a set of questions to kind of follow out and troubleshoot what might be happening, because it's very unlikely for hydrogen to give headaches. So hydrogen, typically any kind of adverse effects or anything that's ever been shown within the scientific studies that I've seen, the reason why hydrogen, even people that have gotten headaches when using hydrogen inhalation, is because it increased the blood flow to the brain. It was actually a good thing. It was just you had, the blood vessels were dilated or whatever. So it caused increased blood pressure to the brain and gave him like a slight headache or something like that. But that's like the only type of thing I've ever seen in this. I was like, that doesn't make sense of what he's talking about. So I started going down, and turns out these systems have humidifiers that they bubble the gas through, and to clean the gas, to make sure that you scrub the gas, that any of the lime mist that can actually be traveling with the oxyhydrogen can be scrubbed out and clean. So I asked him about his humidifiers. And he said, and you're supposed to change these humidifiers regularly, like on a regular basis. Some systems can be, anything from, 24, maybe every like 24 hours of use, anything to like 10 hours of use, stuff like that, right? And so with this particular device, I told him that, our recommendation is to change these humidifiers every 8 hours, right? So you change that humidifier every 8 hours of use. He didn't change his for a month. And I was like, sir, you're going to hurt yourself terribly. Like, why didn't you, what happened? Like, did you not read something? Like, did you not look at the manual? Like, what are you doing? And so it's like, these things need to be addressed and need to be known up front. And that's what H2O Hub's doing. We're trying to do all we can through our demonstration videos or review videos or test videos, through our test reports, through all the public information we're putting out about our recommendations, so people don't hurt themselves and people can find really good hydrogen products. And so, that's just a story that kind of goes along with what you're talking about today. It's like, there's ways to do it that can be safe, and there's other ways to do it you can hurt yourself. And so come talk to me before you buy something. And I can help you.
I bought the commercial one, let me tell you.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm responsible, but the directions, they didn't come clear. They didn't tell you how to even mix the lye. It melted the cup the first time we did it, and we're like, what? This is weird. And so this was when I was first starting to get into inhalation. I don't know anything about the technology, but scary stuff. The good gentleman with his headache could be potentially really damaging things in there.
Yeah, no. It can be very dangerous. So that's why I generally tell people to start with pure H2 first. And then if you want to go there, then maybe even go to get oxyhydrogen through a pure H2 unit. Like your device. Your device provides pure hydrogen, but also it has an oxygen port and uses a PEM membrane. And because of that, you can actually do oxyhydrogen with it. You can breathe 66% H2, 33% O2 if you wanted to with this particular unit, but you don't ever have to run into the risk of that gas not being safe to breathe. And I think that's one of the advantages of that particular technology. So I guess that's that. Well, anyway, I wanted to thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview with me. And is there any last thoughts you would like to leave the H2 Hub audience with?
Thank you for being a supporter. Thanks for being a fan of Tywon. So, the more people that view the videos, the more people that view the videos, and the more the video gets out there. So by you watching this, it's helped the whole logarithm of YouTube. So thank you for being here, everyone. And go out and get yourself some hydrogen in your life if you haven't already invested in something. And Tywon knows the good products, and I have good products, and let's change the world.
Absolutely. Thank you, Amanda. Truly appreciate it.
Appreciate it.